Hello everybody, I am The Worm, and welcome back to Steins. Last time was quite sad, for more than one reason. Of course, we had to deal with the aftershock of the huge reveal that Okabe was the one to kill Kurisu, and then that was very quickly followed by the reveal that, well, that was the point. That was all set up, and Suzuha was in on it, and future Okabe was in on it, and you know, it's really hard to say. I don't know exactly how to comment on the morality of this whole thing, you know, because we're dealing with time travel, and it reminded me, we had that brief, it was briefly mentioned during Moeka's arc, where, what was it that Okabe did? It was something like, he was gearing up to try to maybe kill Moeka, right? I think that's what it was. And he sort of rationalized it to himself by saying that he's eventually going to erase it. That, you know, he could technically commit any crime, but then time leap and not have it done anymore. And so that is what Suzuha and future Okabe and Dodaru, that's what they're planning to do here. They had to get Okabe to kill Kurisu in order to try and undo it for good. But, you know, whether or not you fully accept that, it's all, well, whether or not you accept that, you know, the reasoning for getting him to commit that act, it's still pretty awful, and Okabe was very rightly distraught. And then we had the biggest dang reveal of the game, the story, that the dang Upa was the key to all of this. That's yep. I was just waiting. I was waiting for it to come back up. And yeah. Now we're in the middle of getting the details from future Okabe. And last time, at the end of the episode, I think I was getting a bit impatient. Once again, I was sort of running up against my time limit. And the time limit is there for a good reason. And I usually don't go much further than an hour because, well, there are things I need to do. And so, yeah, but unfortunately that led to me getting a bit, well, as we saw previously, it makes me get a bit terse, but it also makes me a bit impatient. I was trying to sort of get to the end of the scene, and once I found a stopping point, which, you know, we found, you know, the music changed, and Okabe seemed to be beginning to talk about the next thing, and that's where I took my cue to get out. But I do think it's unfortunate because at the end there, it was kind of, at least my sense of it, I watched it back over today before starting, and Okabe, future Okabe, you know, he's really sort of trying to drive this point across, how everything that has happened, it all meant something. It's all been pointing to this very moment, you know, all his memories that are etched on his, you know, on his soul, that sort of thing. And that's what he was trying to emphasize by repeating all of the things he did. And so I think it would have been, that scene would have actually gone a lot harder, or it would have I would have been much more invested in it if that was at the beginning of the episode rather than the end. But unfortunately, that's just the way it was. That's how it turned out. So I don't want to. I wasn't trying to suggest that was a bad scene at the end there last time. It was more just unfortunate timing on my part. So yeah, let's get back into this. Okabe has, he explained why everything was necessary, and now he's going to give us the details. We're going to have to deceive past Okabe. Well, future Okabe is telling present Okabe that he has to deceive past Okabe, and we're going to get into the details now. Alright, let's continue. Your mission. Change the outcome without changing established events. This is pretty interesting. It's actually kind of funny. There's another game I play. I won't get into details, but... Well, that's not true. I'm going to get into some details, but I'm going to keep them vague. There's another game with in that story. It's actually a somewhat similar idea, where it's about fate and trying to deceive fate, and it's like you're trying to. I mean, yeah, it's as future Okabe already described. We're gonna make it seem like Kurisu died, but it's not gonna happen. We're probably gonna have her lie down. First obviously save her life, but then we're gonna have her lie down, and I don't know, put some juice or something, spill some juice all over her, so that when past Okabe walks in, that's what he sees, and so the memory will be the same. That sort of thing. So it's just funny that I'm two different stories have same sort of idea going on here. Yeah.
血まみれで倒れているマキセ・クリスとそれを目撃した岡部倫太郎その過去は確定している
Let's have him repeat this real quick.
確定した過去を変えずに結果を変えろ
Okay. You saw Makise Kurisu lying in a pool of blood. That has been established.
だが逆に言えば確定しているのはそれだけだ
But at the same time, only that has been established.
最初のお前を騙せ
Deceive yourself.
世界を騙せ
Deceive the world.
それがシュタインズゲートに到達するための選択だ
That is the choice which will lead you to Steins Gate.
健闘を祈るぞ狂気のマッドサイエンティストよ
I pray for your success, you insane mad scientist.
L
L.
Psy
Psy.
コングル
Konguru. And with that, the video ends. Okay, I probably could have finished that scene last time. Mayuri and Daru look dumbfounded. They obviously didn't understand a single word. I, however... Laughter bubbles up from the depths of my soul. Not minutes ago, I was lost in despair. I was ready to kill myself for what I had done. But now I'm laughing. Operation Scold. El Pasai Kongru.
33歳にもなって何をバカなこと言ってるんだ俺は
I'm 33 years old and I still have no shame?
最初の俺を騙せとか世界を騙せとか
Deceive myself? Deceive the world?
中二病もいいところじゃないか
That's such chuny bullshit. It's pathetic, laughable, a juvenile fantasy. But at the same time, it feels right.
いいだろうやってやるそれがシュタインズゲートの選択だというのならばな
Very well. If this is the choice of Steins Gate, then so be it.
俺は狂気のマッドサイエンティストボーイン・キョーマ世界を騙すなど造作もない
I am the insane mad scientist Hoin Kyoma. Deceiving the world is mere child's play to me.
やはりこの俺が世界を変えてやらねばならないようだな
It looks like I have to change the world after all.
うわ、ここ何日かやけに真面目だったのに、またいつものオカリンに戻っちゃったじゃん。
Wow. I thought Ocarina was finally turning serious, but now he's back to his usual antics.
でもね、マユシーはこっちのオカリンの方が好きだよ。
But you know, Mayushi likes Ocarina better this way.
ま、そうだけどさ、オカリンが変人じゃなきゃ僕も調子出ねえし。
Yeah, I know what you mean. Ocarina just isn't Ocarina unless he's laughing like an idiot.
ほーい、今日はね、昔マユシーのことも助けてくれたんだよ。
Hoin Kyoma saved Mayushi, you know.
だから今度もね、きっとマキセクリスさんを助けられるよ。
So this time, he'll definitely save Makise Krisu.
でもさ、今のムービーメールって結局どういう意味なん？世界を騙せとか意味不明だわな。
But deceive the world? What's that supposed to mean?
それはね、マユシーもさっぱりなのです。
Mayushi doesn't have a clue.
お前たちそんなこともわからないのか？
Isn't it obvious?
確定した過去は血まみれで倒れているマキセ・クリスト。それを目撃した俺だけ。それ以上でもそれ以下でもない。
The only established fact about the past is that I saw Krisu lying in a pool of blood. That's the extent of my observation.
クリスが血まみれで倒れていたのを見ただけ。そのクリスが生きていたのか死んでいたのかについて。
Krisu was lying in a pool of blood. As for whether she was alive or dead,
俺は観測していない。
that's still open to interpretation. Isn't that right, future me? Mayuri tilts her head. She still doesn't get it.
つまりあの時の場面についてこういう可能性だって考えられるわけだ。
For example, just think of it like this.
クリスはぶちまけられた赤いペンキの上にうつ伏せに倒れて寝ていた。
Krisu was merely unconscious, and the blood was just a coat of paint.
そうだったんだ。
Oh, is that what happened? Mayuri's eyes open wide in wonder. I give up. She's not going to understand.
ちょい待ち。でもさ、マキセ・クリスの事件のことはニュースなんかでも結構報じられてるわけで。
Wait a second. The news reports all said that she was...
今は関係ないよ。あの日、7月28日のオカリンおじさんが何を観測したかが問題なの。
What's true now doesn't matter. Only what Uncle Ocarina saw on July 28th matters.
そうなん？
Really? Really. And that's because I'm not the Okabe Rintaro who lived on the Beta World Line after Krisu died. I traveled to the Alpha World Line and back. I am not bound by whatever effect Krisu's death may have had during that time. Is that how it works? Okay. Definitely some implications. Some implications are definitely implied by Office of Redundancy Office. These few statements imply quite a few things that I'm not exactly sure how to express right now. Let me think about it. Yeah, okay.
だから俺がやれることはあの日俺が見た光景だけを再現すること。クリスを死なせないようにしてな。
What I'm going to do is recreate what I saw, and only what I saw. But this time, I'll do it so Krisu doesn't have to die.
それと、半ばち論文をこの世から葬り去らないといけない。 できる。
Don't forget, you also need to destroy the Nakabachi paper. Can you handle it?
誰に物を言っているのだ、バイト戦士よ。
Who do you think you're talking to, part-time warrior?
バイト戦士。
Part-time warrior?
あえてもう一度言おう。この俺は狂気のマッドサイエンティスト、訪問員京馬である。
Have you forgotten? I am the insane mad scientist Hoen Kyoma. Okay, are we gonna actually make a plan this time? I disregard the blank stares of my comrades and brush back my hair with a flourish.
すでにオペレーションスクルドは俺の中で見えている。
My plan is flawless. Operation Scold will succeed.
だが準備が必要だ。30分くれ。
But I need to prepare. Give me 30 minutes. Suza tightens her expression and nods firmly. There we go. Now we're gonna actually plan. Okay. I squat against the roof's chain fence with my eyes closed. To refresh my memory, I pull out the drawers of my mental archive and sort through each file one by one. My actions that day, Mayuri's actions, my conversation with Kurisu, Nakabachi's presentation. With those memories to guide me, I begin to draw up a plan for how to complete my mission.
おかりー、取ってきたよ。
Okarin, I got the stuff. I open my eyes once I hear Mayuri's voice.
よし。
Then it's time. I take a deep breath and stand up. Mayuri's faster on her feet than Daru and I are, so I had her pick up some things for me. She went all the way to the lab and back in the sweltering heat, but she's not even breathing hard. She runs up to me with a triumphant smile, almost like a playful puppy shaking her tail.
これでよかったかな。
Here you go. Will this work? In her hand is a plastic stick, about 30 centimeters long. I take it and nod in satisfaction.
いい働きだぞ、マユリ。
Good work, Mayuri.
おかりの役に立ててね。まゆしも嬉しいよ。
Mayushi's happy to be useful to Okarin.
それとね、ついでにこれも。
Oh, I also brought you this. She hands me a banana. I guess she's telling me not to try and time travel on an empty stomach.
それは何？
What's that?
バナナだよ。
Banana. What? Don't tell me they wiped out the bananas in the future.
じゃなくて、そっちの棒みたいなやつ。
No, I mean that stick.
これは棒ではなく剣だ。
It's not a stick. It's a sword.
我がラボの発明品、未来ガジェット6号、サイリウムセーバー。
One of our lab's many inventions. Future gadget number 6. Sialoom Saber.
サイリウムセーバー？
赤色のサイリウムだお。アイドルや声優のライブには欠かせないんだな、これが。
It's a red Sialoom glow stick, an essential item for idol and voice actress concerts.
だがただのサイリウムではない。セーバーというネーミングの通り、剣の形になっているため、スパークウォーズごっこも可能なのだ。
But it's not just a glow stick, it's saber-shaped, just as its name implies, so you can reenact scenes from Spark Wars. Ah yes, Spark Wars. Yeah.
わあ、すごい。
Suza, I'm getting the sense that you're not getting excited with the rest of us. Come on now. Be a team player.
しかも同時に血のりを生成することができるぞ。先端部分のキャップを取り外せば、ドロリとした血が溢れ出す。
Furthermore, it can also form fake blood clots. Detach the cap at the tip, and thick blood starts flowing out.
一体何を狙って作ったのかさっぱりわかんないけど。
I really don't get what you were trying to accomplish when you made this. Yeah, the first part I get. This part, I'm not sure I see I'm not sure I see it. But that just could be me not understanding Okabe's vision.
よりリアルなチャンバラごっこができるじゃん。
We wanted to make our sword fights more realistic. Ah, there it is. Okay.
全ては必然だったということだ。
What he means to say is that nothing is coincidence.
やろうとしてることは分かった。その血のりをマキセ・クリスの血に見せかけるんだね。
I think I see the plan. You're gonna use that Sialoom stuff as a stand-in for Makise Kurisu's blood, aren't you?
いかに
Precisely. I stuffed my cheeks with a banana, enraptured by my own genius. I truly am a mad scientist. I put the Sialoom saber into my pocket. It's about 30 centimeters long, so it sticks out a little, but I don't mind. Okabe, is that a Sialoom saber in your pocket, or are you just happy to see me? I had Daru buy me a stun gun earlier. I pocket that too. With this, my preparations are complete. I give Suzuha a glance.
オカリンおじさん、もう一度あの日へ飛ぼう。
Let's go, Uncle Ocarine. One more time.
7月28日へ。
One more trip to July 28th.
タイムマシンの燃料はあと1回往復する分しか残ってない。
There and back. That's all the fuel we have left.
残るチャンスはただ一度だっていうこと。
This is our last chance.
いける？
You ready?
任せろ。
Leave it to me.
俺が世界を変えてやる。
I will change the world. I follow Suzuha into the time machine. While waiting for Mayuri to return, I asked Suzuha if there was a chance that I might run into myself from last time. In other words, the me who killed Kurisu. Yeah, that is a good point. And something I did think about. She replied that wasn't possible. The world line where I killed Kurisu is minutely different from the one which the time machine will take us. Huh. Time travel has a very small effect on divergence, much too small to cause any noticeable changes, but enough to ensure that there can never be two versions of the same time traveler. Well, that's convenient. That definitely stops a lot of issues from popping up. However, it is important to remember that world lines are not parallel worlds. Ultimately, attractor field convergence merges them into a single world line. My actions are not meaningless. If I succeed in deceiving both myself and the world, the entire universe will converge upon a different future.
オカリン。
Man, it does sound like, this is probably just wrong and is just a sign of my misunderstanding. But at times it really does feel like the story's saying, or the story's saying, have your cake and eat it too, right? You can't meet the time travel version of yourself, but it's also not parallel worlds. They're covering all their bases. I get it, but Mayuri leans through the hatch and gently strokes my cheek.
きっと帰ってきてね。
Come back, okay?
当たり前だ。
Of course. I return the smile and give her a thumbs up. I close the hatch as Daru and Mayuri see me off, saying, good luck. What would it be, Ganbare? Something like that? Suzuha's already operating the time machine.
このミッションには 未来の運命もかかってる。
The fate of the future hangs on this mission. Suzuha speaks as she presses some buttons.
頼むよおじさん。
We're counting on you, Uncle. So what, are you not gonna help Suzuha? I mean, I feel like we could use you. But what do I know? Instead of answering, I close my eyes. I find myself strangely calm. No impatience, no tension, none of the anxiety I felt the first time. How many times have I tasted failure? My hubris hurt those closest to me. My foolishness cost them their dreams. And even though those mistakes have been undone, the memories still remain as a brand on my heart.
お前が経験したわずか3週間の世界線漂流を否定してはいけない。
You must not reject the 3 weeks you spent drifting between world lines.
なかったことにしてはいけない。
You must not undo the past. It all meant something. Every mistake, every sacrifice. Without them, I would not be standing here now. From that knowledge, I draw strength, confidence, and pride. The memories I shoulder deserve nothing less. And so, I am no longer afraid. I will reach the unknown world line, Steins Gate. Its future is uncertain, but that is how it should be. For once, I need not worry what fate has in store. Only one thing matters now: saving Kurisu. Gravity pulls at my back. Rainbow lights start drifting through the compartment. It's time. This is my Ragnarok. Okay. Mission start. Let me get a drink of water first. Alright, let's do this, people. I exit the time machine onto the familiar rooftop. As before, it's empty. I can see the top of the train station a short distance away. So there is one thing I want to say. They did explain where the blood's gonna come from. It's the Sialoom saber, right? But he didn't really go into what the rest of the plan was, just that he's gonna save Kurisu. I have heard some people say, although I struggle to recall who, said something like, for example, in a heist movie, if they explain the whole plan before actually doing it, that means the plan's gonna fail. But if they say they're gonna make a plan, but then don't show what it is, that means it's gonna succeed. So, I'm curious. We got part of the plan, but not all of it. What does that mean? What does that mean for us? Of course, I don't think it's nothing like obviously anyone can write any story however they want to, but it's just, apparently that's usually the tendency for that kind of thing. So, at least going into this, I was kind of thinking it might be something like that. Okay. This is the 3rd time I've been here now. I run through the plan in my head one last time. Oh, okay, here we go. Time is short, but I have no choice. I have to do it. No, I will do it. Failure isn't an option. Okay, see, he didn't say the plan. So we don't get to know exactly what he's going to do. So that means he's probably going to succeed, right? I wait for Suzuha to break the lock, then I run inside just like last time. Narrowly avoiding the first me again, I descend to the 7th floor. Last time I went all the way down to the 4th floor, but not this time. I direct my attention to the capsule toy machines near the landing. It's time for step 1. Rainet Kakeru 3D Character Doll Series. This is it. On July 28th, the first me won a super rare metal Upa from this very machine. No time to waste. I insert the 100 yen coin I prepared beforehand and turn the lever hard. A capsule falls into the slot. Just as I grab it, my heart leaps into my throat. That was Mayuri's voice. She's already here? I quickly turn around and leave the area before Mayuri can see my face. Luckily, she's so entranced by the capsule toy machines that she doesn't realize who I am. Once I get down to the 4th floor, I check the contents of the capsule. The metal Upa is inside. This is the prize that was meant for me. Which means that the first me will get... The answer is obvious. Phase 1 is complete, time for Phase 2. Okay, I already have an issue with this plan, but let's just continue for now. I turn around abruptly. Krisu is standing behind me, her mouth open in surprise. My timing was perfect. Hey, you just came down from the...
俺はお前を 俺はお前を助ける
I'm going to save you. Leave everything to me.
どういう
What? I say no more. If I tell her everything, she'll have no reason to talk to the first me. On July 28th, she came to me during Nakabachi's presentation. She claimed that I had tried to tell her something, and proceeded to drag me out into the hallway for further questioning. That is part of my experience. This should be enough to ensure it happens exactly as I remember. I pat Krisu on the shoulder, then race back up the stairs. Wait! I run to the 6th floor, then creep up toward the 7th floor landing until I can just make out the capsule toy machines. As expected, there's the first me about to turn the lever in Mayuri's stead. Ah, it's an Upa.
それはレアなのか
Is it rare?
レアじゃないけどね、すごく可愛いでしょ。マユシーはウーパのことが大好きなのです。
It's not rare, but isn't it just so cute? Mayushi loves Upa. Okay, I guess I'll bring it up now. So, which is it, Steins Gate? Do memories matter or don't they? Or is it just how important the memory is? Because clearly, you know, seeing Krisu dead, that's going to be a huge memory. But this whole thing with the Upa, is it just because it was so inconsequential? And maybe Okabe doesn't remember it as much that it's okay if it's a bit different than how it was in the past? Because we're trying to be, you know, future Okabe was pretty clear that we have to be careful here to deceive our past selves. At least, I'm gonna guess that's the explanation. That the whole thing with the Upa, because I don't think... Well, Okabe did remember the Upa when he saw it on the TV, but he had to be reminded of it. It's not like it's not like it's a core memory or anything. I don't know. It's just, it feels a bit off. But I guess that's okay. Alright. I grin to myself. I mean, yeah, presumably this will take care of the Nakabachi paper then. It worked. The order changed. Mayuri now has a regular Upa, not the metal one I gave her the first time. And that means...
本日はドクター中鉢によるタイムマシン発明成功記念会見にお集まりいただき誠にありがとうございます。
Thank you all for coming to Dr. Nakabachi's Time Machine press conference. The presentation is about to begin. The first of me heads up to the 8th floor. But Mayuri doesn't move. She takes out a pen and starts signing the UPA. Just as planned. When Dr. Nakabachi defected to Russia on August 21st, he had Mayuri's metal UPA with him. If he has a plastic one instead, it should change the fate of the Nakabachi paper. But one question remains. How exactly did Mayuri's UPA fall into Dr. Nakabachi's hands? That is a question. I watch as Mayuri finishes signing her name. She nods in satisfaction, then runs after the first me. Just before she gets to the stairs, she puts the UPA into her coat pocket. But it doesn't go in all the way. As she runs up the stairs, I see it fall out and roll away. Mayuri is completely oblivious. A moment later, she disappears from sight. What, does Dr. Nakabachi just walk up behind it and pick it up? I look at the UPA lying on the floor. Does Nakabachi pick it up? How? He's in the middle of the presentation. Oh, maybe Krisu picks it up and puts it in the envelope? He doesn't have an opportunity. Yeah, there it is. That's when Krisu comes up from downstairs. I quickly hide in the stairwell across the landing. Krisu reaches the 7th floor without noticing me. She finds the fallen UPA and picks it up. So, it was Krisu who found the UPA. The butterfly effect. In 3 weeks, this completely innocuous event changes the outcome of an accidental fire on one of what must be thousands of planes flying that day. By extension, it changes the fate of the entire human race. Krisu looks curiously at the UPA, then looks around as if searching for its owner. Of course, Krisu doesn't know who Mayuri is. At this point in time, those two aren't even acquainted yet. After realizing no one's around, Krisu puts the UPA into her envelope and goes up to the 8th floor. Now that I've seen what I need to see, I go upstairs too, and I head to the employee hallway. Here's where it gets serious. Oh, I better take another drink then. Okay. I grip the Siloom saber and shake it silently, thus activating the red fluorescent reaction inside. It'll last about 10 minutes. It should get dim before Krisu makes her appearance. I know what I need to do. The problem is that my window of opportunity is so slim. Will I be able to handle the enraged Dr. Nakabachi? One mistake, and Krisu will die.
何を恐れる法院京馬
What are you afraid of, Boeing Kilma?
すべては俺の思惑通りに行くに決まっているさ
Everything's going according to plan.
オペレーション作るのに不備はない何せこの俺が15年の時をかけて練り上げた計画なのだから
Operation Scold is flawless. You spent 15 years perfecting it, remember? Okay, Okabe, but when you say stuff like that, that makes me think it's gonna fail.
俺は俺を信じる この法院教魔を信じる。
Believe in yourself. Believe in Hoin Kyoma. Hoin Kyoma will save Kurisu. I close my eyes, wait for the time to come, hidden behind the same pile of cardboard boxes as last time. I hear the sound of sparse applause from the event hall, which means I should be hearing footsteps soon. There they are. Kurisu has come right on time. She leans against the wall and looks inside her envelope, smiling softly as she does. And now I know the reason behind that smile. It's the Upa inside. She's probably smiling at how adorable it is. That smile really doesn't suit you, Kurisu. Stifle a chuckle. I'm surprised I'm calm enough to feel that way, despite the current situation. Once Nakabachi appears, that's my signal to spring into action. I'll bring out the Siloom Saber as soon as that bastard tries to take out his knife. Then I'll scare him away and stun Kurisu. No, Okabe, you're doing the thing. You're doing the thing I said you shouldn't do. You're telling us the plan. You don't tell us the plan. That means something's gonna go wrong. The stun gun I brought should handle both tasks flawlessly. That's the plan, at least. Yeah, there it is. The next set of footsteps echoes down the hallway. Kurisu looks up. I can't see Nakabachi, but I know it's him.
話がある。
I wanted to talk.
聞いてるの？パパ？
Are you listening, Papa? Even the words she speaks are the same.
それは何だ？
What is that?
パパがタイムマシーンの発表会をすると聞いて、
I heard you were giving a presentation on time travel.
私も考えてみたの。タイムマシーンは作れるのかどうか。
I thought about it too. Could it be possible to make a time machine? The atmosphere is far from pleasant. Nakabachi doesn't even try to hide his displeasure. And the first me is probably at fault for that. At least partially. Looks like it's about time for Nakabachi to go ballistic. I grip the Siloom Saber and make one final check. It's already dimmed down. Now all I have to do is remove the cap at the tip, and the fake blood will... My breath catches in my throat. In the darkness of my hiding spot, I bring the Siloom Saber close to my eyes and peer inside. The fake blood has begun to coagulate. This shouldn't happen. I was certain the liquid would remain fluid for around 30 minutes after losing luminescence. Was it defective? Come to think of it, we never tested the Siloom Saber. It can only be used once before the tube needs to be replaced. Given the lab's financial situation, we thought it would be a waste to use it, so we never did. How could I have failed to consider this possibility? Yeah. Yeah, that's a pretty big, that's a pretty big mistake. If I'd have half a brain, I would have brought a spare. This is bad. The plan is falling apart.
私は追放されたのではない。
I wasn't shunned. Nakabachi's shrill shriek startles me.
あの連中は私のレベルの高さに嫉妬するしか能がなかった。そんな奴らに嫌気がさして私の方が見切りをつけたのだ。
Those incompetent bastards were just jealous of my superiority. I was the one who gave up on them.
怒鳴らないでよ。
Please don't yell. Time won't stop for me. How do I recover from this setback? I can't leave. Nakabachi's about to attack his daughter. If I make my appearance after that, it'll be the same as last time. I'll end up killing Krisu again. No matter what, I can't let that happen. What do I do? Do I go back to the time machine and try again? No, remember what Suzuha said? There's not enough fuel for another trip. This is my last chance.
ねえ、久しぶりに会ったことだし、いろいろと話したいんだけど、パパは今、青森に住んでるんだっけ？
We haven't seen each other in a while. There's a lot I want to talk about. You're living in Aomori now, right?
帰れ。
Leave.
さっさとアメリカに帰れ。二度と顔を見せるな。
Go back to America. Never show your face to me again.
でも、
But
何が意見が聞きたいだ。何が共同証明だ。本心ではそんなことこれっぽっちも思っていないだろうが。
you want my opinion? We'll submit it jointly? You don't mean any of that. I know how you think. My heart is pounding. I'm sweating like crazy. It feels like I've just run a marathon. I cover my mouth to suppress the sound of my breathing.
私は哀れんどるのか。それとも蔑んどるのか。娘の物罪で。
Is this pity? How dare you? You're supposed to be my daughter.
何言ってるのよ。落ち着いて。
I don't understand. Please calm.
私は十分落ち着いておる。指図するな。
I am calm. Don't tell me what to do. Nakabachi's about to snap. Events are proceeding just like last time, barreling inexorably toward disaster. Please, make time stop. Suddenly, another voice from within answers my plea. Are you praying, Hoing Kyoma? Have you forgotten?
私が今日この場にお前を呼んだ理由を教えてやる。勝ち誇りたかったのだよ。お前に私の研究の偉大さを見せびらかすことでな。
Just walk out of the corner and just embrace Hoing Kyoma. Become the mad scientist and start saying a bunch of random nonsense that'll scare Nakabachi away. You can do it. I believe in you, man. I'll tell you why I called you here today. I wanted to show you my research. Research beyond even what you can imagine.
お前が絶望するほどの差を知らしめてやろうとしたのだ。
I wanted to prove once and for all that you are nothing compared to me. Change the future. Deceive the world.
なのにあの妙な若造のせいで全て台無しだ。そしてお前がそんな私を見て鼻で笑っていたのも知っているぞ。どこまで親をバカにすれば気が済む。
But that brat in the lab coat ruined everything. Know you were laughing at me too. Don't you deny it. How dare you treat your own father this way?
払ってなんて。
I wasn't.
この論文に意見が欲しいのか。意見ならここで言ってやる。
You want my opinion on this thesis? Fine. I'll give it to you.
この論文は私の名前で発表する。以上だ。
I'm gonna publish it myself. End of discussion. I won't court the mercy of a heartless god, nor the will of the world. I will save Krisu myself. She won't die again. Not at my hands. Not at anyone's.
まさかパパ盗むの？
You're stealing it? Papa?
なんだと？
What did you say?
私の論文盗むの？そんなことだけはしない人だって思っていたのに。
You're stealing my work? I didn't think even you would do something like... Nakabachi strikes Krisu on the cheek.
誰に対して口を聞いておるのだ。
Who do you think you're talking to? It's starting. Nakabachi puts his hand around Krisu's neck. The cries of agony fill my ears. There's still a way to prevent Krisu's death. That puddle of blood I saw beneath Krisu's body. There's one more way to reproduce it. One more way. One last chance. What, get the blood from someone else? From Nakabachi or yourself? What are we doing? It's a gamble, to be sure. Even if it succeeds, I don't know what effect it might have on the Steins Gate world line.
お前に私の気持ちがわかるか。なぜお前はそんなに優秀なのだ。私はお前が憎い。存在そのものが疎ましいのだよ。
You can't possibly understand how I feel. Why do you have to be so talented? I detest you. I hate your very existence.
私より優秀な人間などこの世にいてはならんのだ。わかるか。屈辱なのだ。娘が親より優秀でいい道理などない。
Nobody is allowed to be better than me. Understand? Nobody. Especially not my own daughter.
だから遠ざけた。お前と親子だと思われるのが耐えられなかった。
That's why I abandoned you. I couldn't bear the shame of being your father.
お前がいたせいで。お前のせいで。
It's all your fault. It's all your fault. It matters not. I am Hoen Kyoma, the mad scientist who defies God. My true desire is chaos. I have no need for a predetermined future.
Yose!
Stop. Calmly, I step out from my hiding spot. Nakabachi looks at me in disbelief. His eyes are wide and bloodshot.
お前、さっきの。
You!
お前のせいで。お前のせいで私の発表会は台無しだ。
You're the brat who ruined my presentation. Nakabachi lets go of Krisu.
よくも抜け抜けと私の前に顔を出せたな。どいつもこいつも私の邪魔ばかりする。
How dare you show your face before me? Why does everyone get in my way?
さてはお前、クリスと示し合わせていたな。そうだ、そうなんだろう。
I know. You and Krisu planned this, didn't you? Didn't you?
許さんぞ、ガキども。
You brats won't get away with this. Nakabachi pulls the knife from his pocket. Its blade reflects a cold light. Once I see that glint, I laugh disdainfully.
やってみるがいい。
Try it, if you dare.
小僧、何者だ。
You? Who are you?
我が名は
My name
ホーン・キョン。
is Hoen Kyoma.
何。
What?
知らないなら覚えて。フェニックスの鳳凰に陰、そして凶悪なる真実でホーン・キョマだ。
Ho for Phoenix, then In, and finally Kyoma for the terrible truth that must never be revealed. Hoen Kyoma.
俺は混沌を望む者、世界の支配構造を破壊する者。
I am the one who so desires chaos, the destroyer of the world's ruling structure.
そしてお前の野望を打ち砕く者。
And I am the one who will end your ambition. Krisu staggers to her feet with her hand to her neck. Run away.
断る。
Never. I dismiss Krisu's plea, and instead turn to Nakabachi with arms spread wide.
どうしたドクター中町。お前の威勢は口だけか。この俺を殺すのではなかったのか。
What's wrong, Dr. Nakabachi? Aren't you going to kill me? Or have you lost your nerve?
もっとも神に等しい力を持つこの俺を殺すことなどお前ごときには無理だろうがな。
Of course. A mere mortal can never slay a god such as I.
ふざけるな。
You little... Nakabachi goes into a frenzy. He charges me with a knife, or with his knife point first. Nakabachi's completely lost his mind. I can see it in his eyes. He won't stop. And if he won't stop, then I'll stop him. with my body.
貴様には俺を殺すことはできない。絶対にな。
You can't kill me. You're nothing.
死ね
Die. The knife approaches. Its point glitters menacingly in the dim light. Inches away. I don't move a muscle. This is my last chance. I'll do whatever it takes. Intense pain rips through my abdomen. I feel the cold steel sink into my body. He did it. He stabbed me. With a knife that killed Krisu. The pain flares. It feels like my insides are being torn out. Nakabachi yanks out the knife. Blood gushes from the open wound. The iron taste of blood spreads through my mouth. Pain threatens to steal away my consciousness. My body's on fire. My vision blurs. I struggle desperately to stay on my feet.
ざまみろ私をバカにするからだ
Now who's laughing? That's what you get for mocking me. I whip out the stun gun and switch it on. The electric arc crackles to life, inches away from Nakabachi's face. He instantly turns pale. Now you've done it. I spear him with my glare and take a step forward. A wave of nausea surges over me. Blood spews from my throat. But I don't look away. I keep my eyes fixed on Nakabachi. You'll regret this, old man. I'm going to kill you.
貴様もそっちの娘も全員皆殺しだ
You and the girl. I'll kill you both.
動いちゃダメよ
Don't move. Krisu runs up to me. She holds me and supports my body.
横になって今すぐ救急車を呼ぶから
Lie down. I'll call an ambulance. What is she doing trying to help me? Didn't she hear me threaten to kill her? You're too soft-hearted for a tsundere. Back when I was trying to save my Yuri, you were always the one who saved me, so this time...
お前は俺が助ける
I'm going to save you.
何を
What? What are you... Krisu convulses. Strength leaves the legs she used to support me. She collapses. I'm sorry. I send her my silent apology.
娘は後でたっぷり食べて殺してやる
I'll be sure to have my way with your daughter before I kill her.
仲町まずは貴様だ
But first is you, Nakabachi. Nakabachi tosses his knife away with a pitiful cry. He takes a step back, 2 steps back. Firing the stun gun once more does the trick. Nakabachi turns and flees down the hallway toward the elevators. But first, he makes sure to pick up the envelope Krisu dropped. How shrewd of him. I touch my wound. The lightest touch sends pain coursing through my body. I fall to my knees. I feel faint. The bleeding won't stop. The blood is starting to pool on the floor. I press my hands into the blood. Still, not enough. I reach for my stomach, wet and glistening with blood. I take a breath and drive my fingers into the wound. The pain is like nothing I've ever experienced. Unable to bear it, I throw back my head. I scream until my throat is raw. I can't stop now. Fighting against the urge to faint, I feed strength into my hands and pull the wound wider. My blood paints the floor crimson. Suzuha runs up to me.
その傷、何やってんの？何やってんのよ。
That wound. What happened? What were you thinking? You know, Suzuha, I feel like we could have used you at some point during this process, but... oh well.
バカ、よりによってこんな失敗するなんて。
If you die, if we fail...
おじさん。
何を勘違いしている。鈴葉。
You forget who you're dealing with, Suzuha.
この床を見て気づかないのか。
Look at the floor. Notice anything?
床。
The floor.
十分な出血量だ。そう思うだろう。
That should be enough blood. Don't you think? She looks down and beholds my masterpiece.
血だまりが。
Pool of blood. To deceive myself. To deceive the world. The stage is set.
でも、これじゃおじさんが死んじゃうよ。
But uncle, you'll die.
死ぬわけないだろうが。
There's no way I'm going to die.
俺を誰だと思っている。
Who do you think I am?
狂気のマッドサイエンティスト。大い京馬だぞ。
I am the insane mad scientist Hoing Kyoma.
おじさん。
Uncle, if convergence holds, then it's already been determined that I won't die. Not here. I die in 2025. That's a fixed event on the Beta World line. That was my bet. I intentionally provoked Nagabachi to rage. I took the knife meant for Krisu and survived. The wound gave me what I needed to carry out the plan. Though I have to admit, I didn't think it would hurt this much. There's no telling what will happen when we reach Steins Gate. The future of that world line is still undecided. There's no reason it can't include my death. How ironic. I made a bet based on the guarantee that I wouldn't die, but winning that bet makes death a very real possibility. I twist my lips into a smile. Time to put the finishing touch on my masterpiece.
鈴葉。クリスの体を。
Suzuha, get Kurisu.
うん。
Okay. Suzuha picks up the unconscious Krisu. Then she lays her face down on top of my blood puddle. Krisu doesn't wake up. She's perfectly still. But she's definitely breathing. I stroke her hair gently.
痛かったか。すまなかった。だが、お前を救うためだったんだ。
Did it hurt? I'm sorry, but I had to do it to save you.
たとえ、あの3週間の日々は、戻らなくても。
Even though those 3 weeks will never come back.
お前に生きていてほしかったから。
I want you to live. Even if we reach Steins Gate. Even if Krisu lives. Even if I don't die. We'll never meet again. Krisu will never join the lab. We'll never build the time leap machine together. But still, glad I was able to save her.
さよなら。
Goodbye. Please stay unconscious for a while. Need you to deceive the first me. While Suzuha goes to pick up the knife, I use the wall to climb to my feet.
作戦完了。これより帰還する。
Mission complete. Return to base.
おじさん、無茶しすぎだよ。バカにも程がある。
This is crazy, Uncle. You're insane.
バカとは失礼だな。すべて計画通りだろう。
Insane? Nonsense. This is all according to plan.
喋らないで。すぐに戻るから。8月21日に戻るから。
Don't talk. I'll take you back to August 21st.
なんとか G に耐えてね。ああ、くそ。せめて応急手当ができたらよかったんだけど、これにはそんなの載せてないんだよ。
Try to endure the G's, okay? Damn, I should have brought a first aid kit. I feel pressure crush my body. My wound throbs, I feel like groaning, but I bite my lip and bear it. Rainbow lights fill my vision. The time machine is activating. Suzuha wraps my wound with a towel.
ねえ、おじさん。この先にはさ、きっとシュタインズゲートが待ってる。私もおじさんも誰も知らない世界が待ってる。
Hey, Uncle. I'm sure Steins Gate is waiting for us on the other side. A world where nothing is known, where anything is possible.
おじさんは生きていて、マキセ・クリスも生きていて、シーナ・マユリも生きていて。
A world where you live, where Makise Krisu lives, where Shina Mayuri lives.
私は2010年にタイムトラベルしてくることはなくて。
A world where I have no reason to travel to 2010.
第三次世界大戦が起きるかどうかはわかんない世界線だけど。
Future may still lead to World War III.
セルンのディストピアが構築されるかどうかわかんない世界線だけど。
It may lead to a dystopia ruled by CERN. Someone's warm hand grabs mine. Tightly, ever so tightly.
未来にはさ、希望が満ちてるって信じられるような世界が待ってるよ。
But now, there is hope for the future again. I slowly close my eyes. It's hard to breathe, but my pain feels distant now.
そこに到達したら、きっと私は消える。一緒にシュタインズゲートにたどり着いたことをお祝いすることはできないはずだから。
Once we arrive, I'll probably disappear. Won't be able to thank you for bringing me to Steins Gate.
ここでお礼を言っておくよ。
So I'll say it now. The warmth of her hand slowly fades away.
ありがとう。おじさん、死なないで。生きて。
Thank you, Uncle. Don't die. Live.
でさ、きっと7年後に会おうね。
And in 7 years, let's meet again, okay? It's time to go home. Mayuri and Daru are waiting. And with them, a future that has yet to be written. Well, now I'm in a bit of a bind. Are we officially in epilogue now? Or is this just a very small sequence? I dare continue on. In fact, can I even... I probably can still save. Maybe I should just save this for next time. Of course, I've run the risk of starting this, starting next episode, and then it only lasts for 5 minutes. 1 second. Give me 1 second. Okay, I think I'm gonna call it. And then if it's short that next time, then I'll use the remaining time to sort of just give my general thoughts. And then hopefully that'll be enough for, an okay amount. And then after that, I'll do my own epilogue. So yeah, let's call it here for now. And yeah, let's chance it. Let's chance it. I don't want to go too much further today. Okay. That was a lot. I will talk about it at the beginning of next episode because it was a lot. Yeah. But I will say I'm not surprised it went the way it did. With now I actually thought there wasn't going to be any more after the credits. I thought they kind of they wanted to leave it open where they said it's supposed to be a future where things are unknown and undecided, and they also left it open as is Okabe gonna live or die? But it looks like he's still kicking, unless this is a different perspective. But I don't know. I guess we'll find out. So, interesting decision there. Okay. I've been The Warm. This has been Steins Gate. I hope you're all doing all right. And I hope to see you next time. Bye-bye.